Hello and welcome from Toronto, from PDAC conference. In the back you see the south side entrance. Things are heating up here at the conference, but we're going to talk about energy, because what else is there to talk about after what's happening in Iran? That is the thing that's on everybody's mind. But everybody's focusing on oil and the oil stocks, and we're going to focus on something different, because I think I found a new trend developing in the energy market that could bring us juicy profits. And nobody's talking about this right now. This could be one of these videos where you look back in half a year and you say, man, I'm glad I watched this. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day, your show for swing trading ideas for the coming days, weeks, and month.
Hi, my name is Daniel Wilhelmi. Welcome to my channel. Energy is on everybody's mind after the things that are happening in Iran, and everybody's focusing on oil, rightfully so, but there's something else developing under the hood that we need to talk about, because we could be well ahead of the market on this one as well, just as we were with the oil stocks in 2025. Remember, if you followed this channel for a while, you know for the first 3 quarters of 2025, I was quite bearish on the oil stocks, and I changed my tune in the fourth quarter of 2025, and I told you, hey, I'm going to get in on the oil stocks. I think the oil stocks is a place to be, and this was way before the oil price actually moved. I was actually bullish on the oil price too, and I was early on that. I was not early on the oil stocks, and if you said, man, whatever the Schnitzel guy is saying there, that makes a lot of sense, and you bought in on the oil stocks, I think you were quite happy with their returns, especially if you compare it to high tech and AI. Then about 2 weeks ago, I started telling you, hey, I think there's a rotation in the energy sector going on. The big oil stocks look a little toppy, but I don't think money's going to leave the energy market, because whoever has energy stocks and commodity stocks is not going to sell their stocks. They're just going to rotate within the energy sector. And that seems to be right as well. Now, to be fair, the consolidation in big US oil happened, but it was way shorter and way shallower than I anticipated. It looks like they're already ready to party again after what happened in Iran. But I think I found something that's way more interesting as far as risk reward, and we are way ahead of the market again. And we're talking about nat gas. Usually on this channel I focus on oil and uranium, not so much on nat gas, but there's something interesting happening here. Here's the chart of nat gas, and you can see it looks terrible. You look at this chart and you're like, man, the Schnitzel guy, he drank way too many of those good German beers. Why are we interested in nat gas? And that's where I want to take you back to last fall. That's why I talked about this a minute ago. And that is that back then, you remember, the oil price wasn't doing anything, but the oil stocks started to move. The smart money was buying the oil stocks, and they were using the low oil price as a cover. And we're starting to see the exact same thing in nat gas. Nat gas price isn't doing anything. Nobody cares about nat gas. But I'm going to bring you 2 charts of 2 companies where the charts long term look absolutely fantastic and astonishing. So there could be a rotation going on of parts of the smart money from oil into nat gas, and we could be on this pretty early. Now, let me show you the 2 charts of the 2 companies that I'm talking about. The first one is EQT Corporation. It's the largest pure nat gas play in the US. It's a US company. It's about $38 billion. That's how tiny the commodity sector is still, right? There's so much money to be made. Largest nat gas player, US, and the market cap is 38 billion. But look at this chart on the weekly basis. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's about to finish up a monster base that has been in place since 2014. We break out above this yellow resistance zone, There's a massive long-term buy signal with a new all-time high, and this stock could go a lot higher. We've seen this formation before. We know what happens after it if we break out, especially in a hot sector like energy. Here's the next chart. CNX Resources, the US company, shale gas focus. I personally do not like shale gas companies. I think that sector is past its prime, that has seen its highs. But here's the daily chart of the past 1.5 years. And you see, we're right before decisive breakout to a new 15-year high. Here's the weekly since 2000, so you can really see what's going on. We're about to finish a base that has been in place since 2008. So there you have it. Those are two big energy stocks where the institutional money, where the smart money can rotate in, that are showing incredibly good chart technical setups on the long-term time frame. Short-term, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a fake out where they try to push the stocks lower to trigger stops and get people to sell so they can buy in. But long-term, if these buy signals get triggered, these stocks could be great buying opportunities. That's it for today from PDAC. We'll see us tomorrow with the next update from the world's largest commodity conference. Have a great start to the new week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.